Winter is coming. Better get a move on then, eh? Morning all, Saturday. Today I'm working on front lower control arms and a bit of camber. Let me show you what the issue is with the camber. For those that don't already know, I have a Crown Victoria front suspension cross member unit, independent front suspension. Now the problem seems to be that the only way to adjust the camber is the lower control arm join there and there. If you check out this wheel, that's pretty bad. The other one's not quite as bad, but still leaning in. And as I say, there's nothing to adjust that camber at the top. It's all, you can't even see it in there. Right, now I'm going to conduct a little experiment. I'm going to drive it forward because I've got a feeling that there's something loose there and there. You guys can be my eyes as I drive this forward and tell me what happens to the wheels. I'll just set you down here. So is it just me, or did the camber miraculously cure itself when I drove forward? Implying that if the lower control arm bolts, the adjusting bolts, are loose, then the pressure of it moving forward is pushing the top of the wheel out, and then when I reverse it into the garage it's pulling it back in again. Now, I have ordered a cam bolt adjustment kit, but it's not going to be here till the end of next week. It kind of sucks, but at least for now I can do the ball joint that I was supposed to be doing today, and also just check and see how much adjustment I've got down there. Right, let me show you the kit I got from Robert Hartman. I had been waiting patiently for a shop press, you know, the big hydraulic shop press to come on sale at my local Princess Auto, but it just wasn't dropping below like $300. And then I came across this idea, which is a ball joint remover slash installer. And I looked them up on YouTube and they appear to be pretty good. It's like a massive heavy duty G-clamp which both removes and installs. And this kit comes with all the adapters required for various sizes of ball joints. Isn't it fantastic? And Robert Hartman, solo handyman on YouTube, decided to buy it for me. Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to put it to the test today. So let me whip off the front of the car. You know what I mean. And we'll get stuck in. So just to clarify the camber adjustment, or lack of, starting from the top, strut comes up through there, obviously not adjustable. You've then got the top wishbones attached there and there, not adjustable. Ball joint at the top, not adjustable. Therefore, the only place that it's going to be adjustable to bring the wheel that way or that way would be this bolt here. Now, as you can see, because of that square washer malarkey, there's no way for that to move left or right. So that would imply either that this is completely wrong and it should have a sort of elongated washer like the cam adjustment bolts that I've bought, or there's a big slot and this to allow that to go in and out. I doubt that very much. I think it's going to be this. So I'm going to remove these and see what's going on in there. But also, the whole reason for this job today is to get this ball joint pressed in properly. As you can see, that's sitting flush, and it should actually be up about 5mm like the other side, so that you can put the big spring clip on it. But I tried to put it in on my bench vise and it just wasn't strong enough, so hence the kit. Hopefully all I have to do to get access to this is remove this nut, get the steering rack out the way, and then remove the nut at the bottom of the ball joint and lever it up and swing it out the way, hopefully. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Don't think so. Yeah, if anything, I'll just need to jack up this control arm to get the ball joint out of this section first. You know what, I can already see a gap in there. I guess I never tightened that. That could also be helping with the lack of camber adjustment. Right, so as you can see, lots of movement there. I guess I never tightened this because I knew I was going to be taking it out soon, or at least I knew I would have to take that out and sort it before I drove it, so that's why I didn't over tighten that, to make it a bit easier to get out. However, of course, it's not going to come out without the laborious task of using a ring wrench and an Allen key, because that's just a great design, and that's the wrong size. I guess it has to be a 22. Bet I don't have a 22 wrench. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? Got a 22. Right. You know what, I hate this setup with the Allen key in the middle, because you know one day the Allen key is just going to round, or at least the Allen key bolt section is going to round, and that's you stuffed. And these are lock nuts, so they're never going to actually get loose by hand, I mean. Finally got a little system right at the end. Okay, so now I need to get the steering rack off. Well, I don't need to get it off, I just need to loosen that one off. What size are you going to be? Nope. So I'm hoping if I just put the jack under there, then it will lift that enough to take that out. Otherwise I'll need to drop this one, and let's try the jack first. Don't think that's going to work. Oh well, need to take that one off then. So when I take this off, it's going to need somewhere to go because it's still attached to the brake pipes. So I'm going to rest it on this. There should be enough flex just to lift it up a little bit. Okay, that's that out of the way. Right, so all I really need to do today is squash this up a bit and find that spring clip that goes in the top. Obviously, I'll push this up, find the clip. Found my little clip. I'll get that ready. Lovely, that's going to be fun. I bet that flies off many times before I get it on. Right, let's figure out how to use this tool, shall we? So I need something to push it up and something to hold the control arm down. Now I'm thinking it will be going this way, which is perilously close to the ground for getting a tool in the end of this. Oh well, must adapt. Right, let's work out what we need first. So the top one, basically whatever fits in that hole, I guess. So not that. Is it this one? Oh, it's that one. So that one goes on the top. I would then need something to, I would need a collar. So go around there. And that one's a bit big. That looks about right. But I also need a collar at the bottom. Oh, it's going to hit the rubber. Ow. Scarred for life. This one will fit. I just have to get all of the rubber inside, because if I pinch the rubber then that's completely defying the point of having any rubber there. Back when that's ready to be clamped. Right, I finally managed to get that adapter over the rubber. Just used a bit of oil. I used some oil. Right, let's see how this is going to work. So I need something to adapt from there to there. Oh no, I think that actually... No, how the hell is that going to work? I'm confused. Let's do this one. What is it? Put in your parts. There's only one part that's going to work, this one. Just don't know if there's enough room for the... Don't need to finish this. I'm missing a part. What's going on? Oh, I get it. This actually goes that way. No. Yeah, okay, so if that goes in there... I've got a spare ball joint, I'll check and make sure that that goes inside. Okay, so that goes inside. So if that is pushing up that way, then it'll come in there. Hopefully. Let's try it out. Try and get this as straight as possible. What size did I say that was? 22. Here's my big ratchet. Might as well spin that round. Scoosh some more WD up there. Oh, I think I'm going to need a bigger bar. Right. I mean, it's turning. Does that mean I'm destroying something? Let's see if it's going to... Hard to tell. It's working. It's working. I'm never getting the socket off again though. So apparently you just keep going until you can't go anymore, which is about there. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Quite excited. It's always nice when someone buys your tool and you use it and it actually works. Oh yes. Oh yes, look at that. Out of breath because I'm really unfit. Even though I've been working on this car every day since last November, I'm seriously out of shape. Right, let's see if we can get this ring in without losing an eye. Now, a sensible person would use circlip pliers. But you know me. No, that was far too easy. You hear that click? That means the job's done. Awesome! Right, before I put it back together, I'm actually going to tidy up first because I'm going to be tripping over stuff. Back in a sec. Right, before I reinstall this, I just want to point out how important these conical washers are, okay? If you look under here, conical washer goes in there, okay? And there's also a conical reverse washer at the bottom of this ball joint. This goes up the way. So there's a conical washer attached to the ball joint, sits at the top. Conical washer at the bottom that you have to add before you put your nut on at the bottom, okay? The top one is just straight, flat. It doesn't have a conical. Well, in saying that, it does have a conical at the top, but it doesn't have a conical at the bottom. Just remember and put your conicals in. Right, let me try and throw this in without breaking my back. So that hooks underneath. At the same time, it hooks underneath that. Oh, it's heavy. That's a kind of 2-for-1 deal. Oh, shh, where's my nuts? Oh, they're way behind me. Oh my god, it's so typical. You stay there. Stay there. Right, big one, conical under there. Also a big one, no conical. I feel it should have a washer though. Let me grab a washer. Right, find a nice shiny new washer. Pretty sure these are the same. Pretty sure they are. Look at that, it's brand new. I'm spoiling this car. Okay, a bit safer now. We'll get the bottom one on with its conical washer. How many times can you say conical washer? Awesome. Right, tighty now. What size were they? You guys are terrible assistants, you're supposed to constantly remind me what I'm doing. Right. I actually think this is going to take care of my caster problem, my camber problem. Because I didn't actually have the conical washer, as much as I'm preaching about it. I didn't have the conical washer on earlier, so that's going to allow the bottom to swing away out. Hey, I'm just confessioning, so that you don't make the same mistakes. It's one of those things that I always intended to add later, which I am now doing. That's better. That's better. Give them a nip up. Excellent. So just got the drive shaft to put in and then we're done. However, I am going to check the other side to make sure I've got the conical washer in. I probably don't, because I just happen to have a spare one lying here. Do as I say, not as I do. Right, let me go and check the other side and then we can rebuild. Yeah, because that's done. It's all done. Cowboy Dave on this side as well. I'm fairly sure I was. Otherwise, where did that washer come from? Well, it's not even tight, so yeah, I guess I knew I was going to have to do that. Oh, you can see the angle there, terrible. So when I put the conical washer on, then that should bring that in a bit, and hopefully my camber will be spots on. Hopefully. Yeah, so as I tighten this, you'll see this moving in the way. Excellent. While I'm at it, I'll check all the other nuts on this side, because after this I am done with the steering and the control arms. Okay, all tight. Let's reassemble, see how the camber looks with those conical washers. So did it work? Of course it worked. That's why I'm smiling. Let me show you. Okay, let's look at the passenger side wheel. Very slight camber, which is perfectly acceptable. I still have to do the tracking, so both the tyres are pointing inwards at the front a little bit. But I don't have that hideous lean that way and that way anymore. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Good job today, guys. which of course means front control arm is done. Okay, so what's left? Battery clamp. Oh, come on, do the battery clamp. That should be easy. A couple of holes in the floor and a couple of bars and a clamp at the top. Come on. Lights, not so easy, but that'll actually be fun because you get a nice result out of the lights. You know, at the end of the video, it's like, woo, lights. Front end. Yeah, there's a lot to do there, but it's not rocket science. It's really just time. What's that? Seats bolted in. Still to do a bit of floor work and then paint the floor, bolt the wheels in. The wheels, bolt the seats in. And obviously the glass was done. Oh wow, we're getting very close, very close. So, in case you didn't know, the plan for September was to get all the jobs done that I would require to get the car through a safety test. Once I've got the safety, I can then start driving it to the end of the, well, once I get it registered as a proper car, I'll be able to drive it to the end of the road and back, and then I can start adjusting the tracking and the camber and all those sort of things. And the more confident I get, the further I can drive it. But as I say, that was the goal for September. We've got, what, five or 6 days left to get all these jobs done. I'm not even going to book it in for its safety until I know that everything that I'm doing is done. You know, everything is bolted up. Kind of like what I was doing today, making sure all the bolts are mega tight or torqued. And I've still to do that, the whole underside. I need to start at the back, work my way to the front, make sure everything's tight, and the same in the top. Best to be safe. So that's the goal. Right, if you want to see this car on the road, going for its first drive this century, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. The bell for notifications. You know what I mean. Okay, thanks for watching today. Tomorrow's video, or at least the next video, I might do it today, but we'll see. I'm going to be fitting some of the parts that you guys have sent me, like the coolant overflow tank, and I've also got a really nice interior mirror I want to fit, and some bits and bobs that don't require too much brain power because I'm running out for the weekend. Because tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to see the mysterious Ted. Yeah. Right, thanks for watching everyone. Take care, have a nice weekend. Bye bye.